The 2026 NSAA state basketball coverage on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. And by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com.
We're back here courtside at the Bob Devaney Sports Center as the Class C2 State Girls Basketball Tournament continues. I'm Michael Shively. He's Andy Klassen. Lou Siefker is our sideline reporter. We'll hear from him shortly. A fun game to start things off. Pender gets the win. Now we'll find out who the Pendragons will play in the state semifinals. It's number 4 Yutan and number 5 Hastings St. Cecilia. Again, some teams with pedigrees. Andy, they've each won a state title in the last 4 years.
Yeah, and both teams kind of mirror one another as far as how they like to score with the ball. They play fast pace, like to score in transition. Which one will fail? Probably be the one that gets out and scores the most in this first half.
The Chieftains and the Hawkettes. That's the matchup. Let's talk about the key players. For Yutan, it all starts with their senior point guard. She's been starting since she was a freshman, Miley Takota.
Yeah, and of course she's our leading scorer with 15 points per game. But what really separates her and makes her a program changer, as Coach likes to refer to her as, her assist to turnover ratio, 1.68. That's 104 assists to only 62 turnovers. That doesn't put her at the top in the state. That's a nationwide top tier assist to turnover ratio.
Well, she'll be challenged by this Hastings St. Cecilia defense, known for their full court pressure. They have a strong senior class themselves, led by Avery Kissinger.
Yeah, and Kissinger's been at it for a while. She's really expanded her game offensively. Used to be the point guard, shooting guard only. Now she's a point guard. And the way they play offense, a lot of times the ball finds its way back to her and she knocks down that triple.
Let's head to the other side of the court to meet the other member of our team, Lou Siefker.
Thank you, Michael. Well, it goes without saying that everybody that makes it down here to Lincoln, they're a pretty good team. We just saw Centura push the Pender Pendragons, the 3-time defending state champion Pender Pendragons, into the fourth quarter before losing. So every game has the potential to be a good one. But a lot of times when we look at the brackets, we look at the 4-5 matchups. This is going to be a real good matchup here this afternoon, or this morning, I guess. Hastings St. Cecilia with 22 wins, 22-3. They take on Yutan, who's 20-4. It should be a great matchup. I was able to talk with both coaches before the ball game here. Coach Greg Burt of St. Cecilia, he talked about what they had to do to win the ball game. First thing he brought up was Miley Takota, the star for Yutan. He said she's one of the best players in the state, a great scorer, but he pointed out her ability to distribute and be a great passer. He said they've got to try to control her, take the ball out of her hands as much as they can. And he said that's going to be a great test going against a great player like that. And he just basically said his team needs to play with a lot of confidence. And he's kind of hoping that maybe they play some man-to-man. He said he's seen a lot of zone. He's hoping for some man-to-man here in this ball game this morning. As far as Yutan, Coach Clay Carlton, he stressed just some basics, taking care of the basketball, rebounding well. And he wants his team to get good shots every single possession if they can. And he said it's going to be real important to keep St. Cecilia out of the lane. And finally, he said, just finish plays. When you have the opportunity, finish plays. So that's kind of what both coaches had to say. Again, a 4-5 matchup. We expect this one to go deep into the fourth quarter. And one more crazy thing. St. Cecilia, Yutan, good basketball teams, they've apparently never played before. That is crazy. So whatever happens today, it's going to be a memorable one. This is going to be a fun basketball game, folks. Don't go anywhere. Starting lineups, all the action coming up next. You're watching State Tournament Basketball right here on News Channel Nebraska.
The pregame show is sponsored by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports.
Ashoff Construction of Osmond does it all when it comes to general contracting. From agricultural storage buildings to commercial office buildings, retail warehouses to concrete contracting. The AGI Sentinel buildings help safeguard crops and valuable assets, and Ashoff's professional builders handle the job from the design through the completion of the build. For a free estimate, contact Dylan Bryce, Scott Pullman, or Brandon Rookie. Call 402-748-3551 today. Visit AshoffConstruction.com for more information.
here at the Bob. Michael Shively, Andy Klassen, Lou Siefker with you, getting ready for number 4 Yutan, number 5 Hastings St. Cecilia. Your matchup brought to you by Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. How did these teams arrive here to Lincoln? Yutan, they're just west of Omaha, just west of Douglas County. There's your Class D1. Here's your C2. Yep, Yutan right there in eastern Nebraska. Hastings St. Cecilia, no surprise, hails from Hastings, right in the heart of the county seat of Adams County. The Hawkettes making the drive along Interstate 80 to get here to the Bob Devaney Sports Center. The eastern half of the state well represented, and northeast Nebraska certainly concentrated. We get a couple of teams outside of that region that really don't play each other. Maybe we actually don't think they've ever played, Yutan and St. Cecilia. Cannot exactly confirm that, but at least going back 20 plus years, they have not.
So we might have a historic type of a matchup on hand here this morning.
Well, these teams certainly know how to win. This is the 7th trip to state for Yutan, the 24th trip to state for St. Cecilia. There's your school spotlight. The St. Cecilia Blue Hawks, they go by the Hawkettes on the women's side. 7 state titles, most recently in 2022. They bounced around a bit since then, did spend a year or two in Class D1, back in Class C2 for girls sports this season. Didn't make state the last 2 years, Andy, breaking a streak of 11 straight trips to state for St. Cecilia. This is a return to normal this year.
Yeah, what a run.
Yutan, 7 playoff appearances. They hadn't won a game at state until they won the state title in 2024.
Hey, when you're going to make it count, right?
Yep, just had to get that first one, and they were comfortable.
That's right, looking to make it back-to-back here in 2026.
That is 4 straight state tournament appearances for Clay Carlton and Yutan. Really impressive making it last year. They lost almost their entire team, minus Miley Dakota, from the state title group. They had players transfer out. They only had 10 players on the roster last season. He called it a reset year, and they made the state tournament.
Yeah, still had a really nice season, 18 wins on the season, and that's why people talk in such high regard about Miley Dakota. She was the difference maker, the calming factor there, and when it mattered most at the end of the season, was able to put a couple of games together, go on that 3-game winning streak, punch their ticket to the state tournament.
We'll step aside for a moment, have your starting lineups right after this.
It's the Declaration of Deal sales event. Head to William Crowder Company in O'Neill, your trusted Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership with the selection you want and the service you deserve. From powerful new Ram trucks to adventurous Jeeps and family-ready SUVs, William Crowder Company is also your local marine center, featuring Lund boats built for fishing, fun, and making memories on the water, with several options for the serious fisherman or woman. William Crowder Company in O'Neill. Drive it, tow it, boat it, and love it.
I spend with purpose because I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries, online or in-store purchases, and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes, the wedding bands will be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
Getting ready for some Class C2 quarterfinal action on News Channel Nebraska. Your starting lineups brought to you by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you are cared for. Greg Barrett, the 10th year head coach for Hastings St. Cecilia. Starting lineup, Aspen Anderson, Avery Kissinger, Emery Vargas, Ava Wiles, and Nathy Kreekak. That's 3 seniors, a junior, and a sophomore.
A lot of experience across that starting five. You mentioned the seniors and the junior presence.
And many of those players, multi-year starters. So a seasoned group for a seasoned head coach in Greg Barron. Now the starters for the Yutan Chieftains, led by head coach Clay Carlton, Addie Jones, Jersey Siski, Jenna Benjamin, Miley Takota, and Jenna Trent. Benjamin, Takota, and Trent, they are seniors. Jones and Siski, sophomores.
Yeah, and they really complement each other well, do those three seniors between Benjamin, Takota, and Trent. Trent is your prototypical post presence. Jenna Benjamin, your prototypical guard. And then Miley Takota, she does just about everything.
Yeah, put her at any position, one of those types of players. Now, one thing these teams do have in common, too, they aren't very deep. We might only see two players off the bench for each side. So foul trouble, of course, something to keep an eye on. These teams are well conditioned by this point in the year, but if there's a lot of running, neither team particularly deep.
Well, and that really says something due to the style that both these teams like to play, and they like to score through transition. They like to force the issue, play at a very fast pace. And usually when you hear about that, especially on the collegiate level, oh, that means that it's a really deep team. They go 10, 11 deep. That's not the case here between these two squads.
Yutan 20-4 on the season. Their fourth straight appearance here at States. There's their student section ready to go. St. Cecilia 22-3. Back at the state tournament after a 2-year absence. The Chieftains and Hawkettes, the winner, gets Pender on Friday. Here we go.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to watch how both these teams try to dictate the pace to each other. We very well may just turn into a track meet early here.
Love the St. Cecilia student section taking their shoes off like it's a kickoff. There is Miley Takota with the basketball. Standout player for Yutan. Gets everything done for the Chieftains in her senior year, hoping to finish on top. St. Cecilia and their vaunted defense looking to stop her. And they do on the opening possession. Rebound secured by Emery Vargas.
Vargas, great job clearing out, securing that rebound. Takota just a little heavy off the glass.
An open look for Avery Kissinger. She's off the mark, but Kreekak secures the board. Kissinger attacks and gets it to roll through.
That's going to be a recurring theme for St. Cecilia. Three-pointer or a layup. They don't shoot much other than those two.
Yutan, on its first try against the full court pressure, handles it with ease.
Well, that's a great point. That's a huge part of what the Hawkettes like to do.
Much of their offense comes off of turnovers. They've denied Yutan twice so far on defense.
Kreekak doing a great job clearing the glass. 2 early rebounds in this one.
Kreekak on the left side against Takota. Gets right past her. Missed it. Trying to secure the offensive board, but Jenna Trent beats her to it. Yutan, an offense averaging 50 points per game. Same for St. Cecilia. Both of them wind out right about that mark.
From way downtown.
We told you, watch out for Miley Takota. That was pure.
It was. Nothing but nylon.
Good head fake. Kissinger swings it. Kreekak launches. A bit long. Another offensive board for St. Cecilia. They've been active on the glass to begin, but toss it away there.
Yeah, Vargas snagging her second rebound of the contest.
Takota to the hoop. High off of the window. Nobody stopping ball yet. Against the man-to-man defense. The Hawkettes penetrate and just getting her hand in there. Good job by Jones. Now Vargas draws the foul. And that will go against Addie Jones.
Yeah, that was a really nice sequence there offensively for St. Cecilia. Right off the jump, Kissinger forces the issue, backs it out, and then you just saw that motion offense going back and forth, causing a lot of problems for that man-to-man defense. And Yutan, they don't want to switch off. They want to stay true to their man-to-man. They do not want to help and peel off and allow for those type of pick-and-roll type of scenarios.
Emery Vargas at the line. She's a senior. Has played since she was a freshman. That means she was on the team that won the state title that
year. Yeah, when we talk about droughts, it's a different type of drought when we're talking Hastings, St. Cecilia.
Actually, correct. She was an 8th grader that year. They made the state tournament, though, that season. Nathan Krekak was on that team. She scores here, and the lead goes back to the Hawkettes. And a foul on the defense as they applied pressure on the ball.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a team, C2 here, that attacks the rim more often than St. Cecilia. It's a huge part of their offense, that motion offense. If they don't get it through transition, they look back to it. Of course, the kick out and the 3-ball is also a big part of it, but it starts with that initial drive to the rim.
Jenna Benjamin will initiate the offense for the Chieftains. Taking it at Anderson. Can't convert. Krekak sizes up Dakota. Hits the open shooter. Here's Anderson for 3. Splash. Aspen Anderson, the sophomore.
Anderson did a fantastic job just leaking out. You saw a lot of things going on the right side of the court. She just made herself, found her spot on the left, waited patiently, got that opportunity, no hesitation.
Dakota switches to the right. Hawkettes wanted to travel, but a good job keeping that pivot foot down and getting the open look.
And dribbling through the double team. Vargas came over with that help defense, unable to disrupt the drive.
15 points per game for Dakota, but Coach Carlton said if she wanted to score 25 a game, she could. She'd just rather get her teammates involved.
That's scary. It also speaks to the selfless nature that really this entire Chieftain team, when you hear people talking about coaches, media staff members, they talk about what an unselfish brand of basketball Yutan plays with. And it all starts with their leading scorer, Miley Dakota.
Here she takes the deep 3-ball. Rebound secured by the smallest player out there for St. Cecilia, Anderson. She has a 3-ball already. Can't get the layup that time.
Clear out there from Trent. It's always good to have on your team someone that's going to be able to clear out and get that tough rebound.
Terrific read by Kissinger to intercept that pass. She wants to go the whole distance. And she does, plus the foul. Coast to coast and one.
He said it, Michael Shively, coast to coast. First of all, the defensive awareness, getting baseline, did the Chieftains. Then Kissinger's thinking ahead. Okay, where are they going to try and get that ball? Where are they going to try and get that ball after the defensive breakdown? Jumps that passing lane, steps on the gas, gets to the rim, and one.
And that's the second foul on Addie Jones, the sophomore, averaging 7 points per game for Yutan. So she takes a seat with 2:42 left in the first quarter on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard.
There's Trent with another clear out. Audrey Diekman enters into the game here for the Chieftains. She's going to have to fill a huge void here, as you mentioned, as Addie Jones has to take a seat.
Oh, what a find. And the foul. Beautiful bounce pass to Jenna Trent.
Boy, just right on the spot, right on the money, and in sync with her fellow senior there, Trent, ready for that pass.
Clay Carlton on your screen, 6th-year head man for Yutan, previously head coach at Lourdes Central Catholic in Nebraska City. Jenna Trent, a 5'8" senior at the line here in the first quarter, which is brought to you by Yankton Medical Clinic Norfolk. Building a legacy, one patient at a time, one generation at a time. From family practice to expert specialists, they're here for you today and every day. It's Lily Daly in the game now, wearing number 1 for St. Cecilia, another sophomore. Tough step-through move, denied the defense by Emmy Teeterman.
Yeah, credit Yutan for really moving their feet defensively. Also had an extra defender in the lane, clogging things up, trying to negate what the Hawkettes are trying to do, and that's get to the rack.
Foul called on Emery Vargas. Good spin move. Couldn't tell from that angle if there was contact on the shot or not.
Yeah, and head coach Greg Barron still giving the officials an earful there. He didn't necessarily agree with the call, if I'm reading that body language correctly.
I'm close enough I can hear him, and you're right.
Read that one right. This morning's officials, Tony Hayes. We also have Mike Hawley and Kevin. Yes, Kalen Havekin makes our 3-man crew. And yes, we alluded to they might be in for a track meet. And I would say that is safe to say these two teams really like to get out and run and gun.
Yeah. Well, Kellen Havekin, one of those refs, fellow broadcaster.
Okay.
Yells bingo when there's a 3. I don't think he does it with the whistle in his mouth, though. Tough look for Vargas, didn't drop. Yutan down 1 here. Minute and a half or so left in the first. 3-pointer. Strong by Jersey Siski.
So still a good look for the Chieftains offensively. Siski with the open look. Caught in that triple threat position.
And another foul call. This one will keep the basketball with St. Cecilia on the sideline.
Love the effort, though. I believe they're going to get Siski going for that loose ball. A lot of contact there. I don't think you can argue the whistle.
A missed connection for the Hawkettes. They turn it over.
Trying to feed Ava Wiles, the lengthy junior.
Yutan, 20-4. Victorious over Valentine in the district final. 19-point win. They're coming in with plenty of confidence. You can see why. They have Miley Dakota. They haven't lost since January.
My goodness. So quick, so decisive with the ball in her hands. Recognize the mismatch. Going over top of Aspen Anderson.
Second lead of the ball game is all for the 4 seed.
Great communication. This man-to-man defense right now for the Chieftains.
Lily Daly gets rid of it. 7 seconds to shoot for Kissinger and company. And a blocking foul. 2 shots coming for Kissinger. They'll tag Dakota for her first.
And there's where Kissinger was able to force the issue coming off of a ball screen. Gets into the lane, gets into Dakota, and draws that whistle.
Avery Kissinger, a strong start to this ball game. 5 points so far. Make it 6. Trying to toe the line. Benjamin couldn't haul that in. Trying to look like a tight end in the corner of the end zone.
Would have had a little bit of time to work with, too. 3.7 seconds left. If Benjamin were able to corral that, should have had some options.
And Kissinger stepped on the sideline. Yutan will get a chance to inbound.
And Benjamin bounces right back. Makes the play defensively. Using that sideline as her friend.
Siski to inbound. They get it to Dakota. Turns, fires. In and out. And a fun start to this ball game in the Class C2 state quarterfinals. Evenly matched, St. Cecilia and Yutan. The Hawkettes attacking the cup early with Nathy Kreekak, hitting from distance with Anderson. Yutan finds the response with Dakota. And it's the Chieftains in front by 1.
When quality matters, it starts at Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine. They're known for the highest quality beef, carefully aged to perfection, alongside fresh, vibrant produce, and a deli famous for fresh, never frozen fried chicken. It's quality you can see. Home of Scotty's Meat RX. Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine, Nebraska. A better cut every time.
My family's been farming since the early 1900s, and it's still where we like to call home. I get to go out to the field. I get to see farmers. When they have someone that actually experienced it, they're more willing to open up and talk to you a lot more. They just kind of become a part of you.
All right, if you're yelling at the screens, it's 11-10 St. Cecilia. Folks at home, you were right. The scoreboard here at the Bob Devaney Sports Center, the in-house scoreboard that we draw our feed from, had it swapped around. So it is the Hawkettes in front after the first quarter, and they'll begin with the basketball.
Yeah, just a highly competitive matchup thus far, as we expected, back and forth throughout that opening period.
Kreekak off the mark to begin the second quarter.
And Jenna Trent with another strong rebound. Already has 6 boards in this one.
Ooh, tough pass. No one was looking for it. Went right into the arms of Wiles.
Wiles is one of those players you got to keep an eye on. Averaging 9 points per game. You lose track of number 10, she'll make you pay.
Travel on the other side. Aspen Anderson, Coach Barrett says she's the fastest player on the team. The sophomore guard just got going a little too fast that possession.
But it really lends itself, her athletic ability and what she's able to do. Multi-sport athlete, trackster obviously, but how they like to run the court, score in transition, she's a big part of that.
Miley Dakota with 8 of her team's 10. Who else can get going on offense for Yutan?
A good help defense.
Beautiful skip pass right to the shooting pocket of Jersey Siski, but a good close by Aspen Anderson contributed to the shot going long.
Yeah, it looked like the Chieftains had found something there, made the adjustment, got that skip pass to go, just off the mark with Siski once again.
Now Anderson kicks out, open 3. Off of the back iron for Vargas and out of bounds off of Yutan.
That's where no matter what you do, that ball acts like a magnet. Avery Kissinger able to draw the defense in. That's leaving Vargas wide open for that corner 3. The Chieftains dodged a bullet on that occasion.
Now Vargas against the smaller defender. Draws 2. Great cut. And Avery Kissinger pours it in.
Yeah, just an excellent job being relentless and attacking the rim. Hawkettes getting it done through Kissinger once again.
Kissinger saw that double team coming against Vargas. Knew she'd have some open room if she cut to the hoop. And put it in. Now Dakota. Beautiful feed. Trent misses, and then the foul on Yutan.
Yeah, a little bit of a frustration foul that time from Trent after the miss. You know, you can kind of feel it getting a little bit louder, a little bit more hectic here at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. But this is where they can't get hurried up. It's a one-possession game. They got to stay within themselves. Trust their offense. You know, Jersey Siski mentioned she missed a couple threes. Those are going to start falling. Just keep shooting. Stay calm. Easier said than done, though, right?
Plenty of pressure here at the state tournament. Winner go home in the quarterfinals. And Nathan Krikak doesn't want to go home. Nails the three ball from straight away. And a timeout for Yutan. The lead grows to a game-high 6 for Hastings St. Cecilia.
The air inside your home can be 2 to 5 times more polluted than outside air. John Henry's priority is keeping your home safe and healthy for you and your family. Cleaning your home's air duct system is an important part of that goal. Our service professionals will clean your air ducts using top-of-the-line equipment that pulls air in reverse through the duct system, while using compressed air and agitation tools to remove unwanted particles. Once the air is discharged, it runs through 3 stages of filtration, leaving your air duct system restored and functioning cleaner than ever. Contact John Henry's today and schedule your steps to a healthier home.
It's not just about the shoe. It's about your fit.
What sets Fleet Feet aside from everything else that we've experienced is my girls being runners. They have very different needs. And so that technology with the scanning and the personal touches is just unmatched. I met Lori almost 16 years ago, and when I saw Lori open this, I knew there was no other place that I wanted to go to have someone help me with my footwear and everything else involved with running. Fleet Feet doesn't just fit your shoes, they fit your life.
Fleet Feet Lincoln. Find your fit today.
This is your second quarter, brought to you by John Henry's. Our family serving yours. Hastings St. Cecilia and Avery Kissinger on your screen, leading 16-10. Out of the Yutan timeout, the Chieftains get a good jumper, but it doesn't drop. There's a nice look. The offensive rebound, though, secured by Emmy Teeterman, the 5'7" junior, and she earns a spot at the foul line.
Boy, and that's the type of play that the Chieftain needs right now, especially from the reserves, and that's the whistle that the Yutan crowd was looking for.
And neither team too adept from beyond the arc. Both sides just 27% shooters from 3 on the season. So we're seeing quite a few threes go up.
Yeah.
At 13 combined three-point shots for both sides. Actually, both sides shooting most of their shots from 3 so far in this ball game, and that's just not really their game as far as the whole season is concerned.
Well, and you can point to the defensive pressure from both of these squads as to why that's happening, especially Yutan clogging up that middle, trying to take away that initial dribble drive from St. Cecilia.
And Teeterman empty at the line, so Yutan still looking for its first points of this second quarter.
Travel. Yep. Crack, you knew what she was looking at. Okay, I got a pass to the rim. Nope, recovery defense. They're quick. The Chieftains thought to kick out, and that hesitation shuffled the feet.
5th turnover for St. Cecilia. See if Yutan can work it inside this possession against St. Cecilia's half-court man. Dakota kicks it out to the open shooter. And this time it's nothing but net. Siski drains it.
That's one of those patented plays you've come to expect from Yutan. That initial drive and then the kick out to the shooters, such as Jersey Siski knocking down.
Collectively, not a good shooting percentage, but Siski is the best among them at 35%. Out of bounds, last touched by Krikak. Yutan basketball.
Well, when you have a talent like Miley Dakota driving the ball, a lot of times she's got that dump off, you know, a little pass underneath the rim to Trent or Jones. And then if she has to get to her second or third option, oh, there's Siski for that wide open 3.
Yes. Quick breather for Addie Jones.
Good job just passing over the top of that half-court pressure from St. Cecilia, utilizing the skip pass.
Dakota with the crossover. And the penetration leads to a chance at the line. those skip passes, it's helpful when your point guard is 5'11". A lot of teams don't even have a player 5'11", and for Yutan, that's their point guard. She can see over the defense. She can pass over the defense.
Right. Just an unfair advantage. Well, where do you want to start with Miley Dakota? How she poses so many issues, problems for the opposition. That time with that quick first step, put Wiles on her heels in recovery mode, draws the foul.
And Dakota into double figures. 15 of her team, or rather 10 of her team's 15.
And you notice the left-handed shot there. That's just another little sneaky advantage, something maybe you're not always used to seeing a left-handed dominant player.
Anderson loses it. And, tie up. Yep. Tough crash to the deck. That was Jenna Benjamin scrapping for that basketball, the 5'5" senior.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, because this is a scrappy defensive unit really across the board. That time, Benjamin causing the tie-up, getting that possession arrow back towards the Chieftains.
Benjamin, a key player on the state title team a couple years ago for Yutan, transferred to Omaha Skutt last season. She's back at Yutan to finish her high school career. Pull up J. Dakota, same spot where she just hit her free throws, and she drains that J.
Oh, my. Stop and pop.
And a 7-0 run for Yutan leads to a St. Cecilia timeout. 3:07 to go here in the second quarter on the Visit Kearney scoreboard. Miley Dakota putting on a show.
When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more game, nonstop, around the clock. More live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team, wherever you want, 24/7. More stories. Unstoppable. More highlights. More big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once, so you'll never miss more shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
Stay with us for halftime. We'll roll through your highlights. That'll be brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. There's Miley Dakota's stats on your screen. She's efficiently into double figures at 12. See what Greg Barrett dialed up there in that St. Cecilia timeout. It worked out pretty well. Open layup for Nathan Kreekash. And that stops a 2.5-minute scoreless drought.
Really just getting back into their offense. Ball movement, slashers with the ball. Kreekash doing a nice job opening up that lane, seeing that crease, getting to the rim.
Dakota attacks. Oh, that first step is lethal. So quick with that first step.
It's not just quick, Michael. There's that length to it. You're talking about her length, her size. It will just blow by multiple defenders.
Foul was on Daly, reaching in there in the help defense, her first. That's the third team foul on St. Cecilia this quarter.
Eatman's going to enter back into this game. It's going to be a critical 2.5 minutes here as we're all knotted up at 18.
It's the 4 versus 5 matchup, exactly what we expected. Highly competitive already with ties and lead changes galore. An offensive rebound secured by Siski. Diekman. Was it deflected? No. Just threw it away.
Just a miscommunication out on the perimeter. Chieftain's got a kind of a gift there. After a missed free throw, Siski tracks down that offensive rebound, unable to do anything with it.
Spin move Kissinger. Before the shot, there's a foul. Is it on Dakota or Benjamin? It's on Benjamin, so on-ball defense. They kind of grabbed the shoulder there.
And that's what Benjamin doesn't want to have happen, is the ball get around her and put Dakota in a type of a bind like that.
Quick trigger three. Kissinger, nearly got the friendly bounce. Lining it up, Benjamin.
Oh, that was short. Way short. We had the angle, so that was online, but just way short.
Yeah, both sides. The three-point shooting, not their game. They'll hit some, but 27% clip for each side on the year. And we're seeing a lot of threes forced by these defenses.
I was going to say, tip of the cap once again to this defense, really for both squads. And you're seeing kind of an evolution here from St. Cecilia. Typically, they like to stay in man-to-man. That's kind of been part of their program over the years. This year, head coach Greg Barron kind of honest, saying, hey, we've been using a lot more zone than what we typically do. So I like it. It makes their defense a little bit more versatile, and you don't know what you're going to get each and every time, the type of look you're going to get offensively.
And most athletic team he's had, might as well put that zone press on. Stepped on the sideline there.
And a sigh of relief from Dakota. She thought she might have picked up a foul there on the baseline.
Stay around for halftime. Brought to you by RMV Construction. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction, located in Kearney and Lincoln. We'll hear from Lou Siefker. Talk about some of the family tradition both of these sides have. The Dakota family in Yutan, the Kissinger family at St. Cecilia. If you followed high school hoops at all, you've heard those last names.
Yeah.
He'll get into the family trees.
You said family traditions. We're not going to be talking about some good old boys here.
Dakota from way deep. Long rebound to St. Cecilia and Daly. Spin move, Kissinger through the trees. She split him and got the foul call.
Trent's pleading her case, saying I was backing off. I was trying to give her space. Where's the foul?
Was foul on Benjamin. She has, here's the foul situation now for Yutan. 2 on Jones, 2 on Siski, 2 on Benjamin.
Got to be very careful here. And yeah, on that replay, that was a really good look, good shot. Benjamin with the body underneath.
Off the back iron and in. Avery Kissinger. Yeah, she's having herself a half, isn't she? 10 points. Dakota lobs inside. Quick pass to the corner 3. Air ball. Acrobatic reverse layup missed by Benjamin. Hawkettes could play for the final shot.
I think they're just going to play for the best look. And it does appear they're playing a little stall ball here.
Kissinger, 7 seconds to operate. Runs into trouble. Finds Wiles. She was off on the clock. Thought she had to launch, and that's the end of half number 1. The defense is playing well here in Lincoln. It's the 5 seed, Hastings St. Cecilia 21, Yutan 18. Three-pointer drops there, but this has been played within the three-point line today. Miley Dakota, Nathy Krekak. The Stars scoring in Class C2.
Nebraska Public Power District was ready to power the state's ag industry growth in the 70s and the ethanol industry in the 2000s. Today, the need for energy is growing at a rapid pace. We are ready. We are expanding our diverse energy generation mix and building on to an already reliable and resilient infrastructure, not only to power today, but to empower Nebraska's tomorrow. Nebraska Public Power District.
The Seed House, located in O'Neill, is your Nebraska-owned full-service seed supplier. From corn and soybeans to cover crops, grass seed, and CRP grasses, they have the full lineup to fit your operation. The Seed House also offers agronomy services, seed treatment, soil fertility guidance, and expert crop recommendations tailored to your acres. When it comes to growing success from the ground up, trust local experience. Contact Don and the crew at the Seed House located in O'Neill, Nebraska, and plant with confidence this season.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Wayne State College, devoted to student success for more than 100 years. And by Crotter Auto, William Crotter Company and Crotter Home Center in O'Neill, Nebraska. Our halftime show is brought to you by RMB Construction and by Nebraska Farm Bureau.
Ann has been a long-time UBT customer. One day, she was being scammed. We secured her funds and got her set up with new accounts. I just think, if my grandma was in that situation, what would I want someone to do for her?
I hope he doesn't mind that I give him a hug, too.
I know.
The Hawkettes dance team entertaining folks at halftime. The score is Hastings St. Cecilia 21, Yutan 18. I'm Michael Shively. Andy Klassen with me, Lou Siefker, our sideline reporter. Here are the stats at the break. A better field goal percentage for Hastings St. Cecilia, and they have the three-point lead.
Yeah, pretty tight up and down the stat line. Nothing really jumps out at you there. Maybe the turnovers, 7 for Hastings St. Cecilia. They typically take care of the basketball, which really speaks volumes to how good their guards are between Aspen Anderson and Avery Kissinger. When you push the pace the way the Hawkettes do, a lot of times you see a few more turnovers. That's not what the Hawkettes do.
And free throws, edge to Yutan. They've hit 6 of them compared to 3 for St. Cecilia. Individual scoring-wise, it's been dominated by our 2 key players. We picked the right ones, Andy. Always happy when we do that. 13 for Miley Dakota and 11 for Avery, for Kissinger, Avery Kissinger.
Yeah, and kind of a storyline that's starting to develop here, and you mentioned it in the latter half of that second quarter. Avery Kissinger being relentless, attacking the rim, getting by, blowing by her first defender. That puts the bigs, Jenna Trent and Miley Dakota, really in a tough spot there, and we're starting to see the fouls add up with 2, 2, and 3 on that back line for Yutan. Bet your bottom dollar here. St. Cecilia is going to stay within that offense and continue to attack and look to get the Chieftains into that foul trouble in the second half.
Let's take a look at your halftime highlights, brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. We traded blows early. Bucket for Nathan Kreekak in the opening quarter. It was 7-3 St. Cecilia, thanks to this three-pointer from Aspen Anderson. One of just 2 hit by the Hawkettes in the first half.
You could say that's the difference of the game right now.
Miley Dakota, she's the difference in every game she plays. Man, has she been impressive. Avery Kissinger splits a couple defenders. She's been getting the and one today also.
Exactly. Changing hands. Those going over the top. You speak of the length from Dakota.
Kreekak goes the other way, gets the bucket. After one quarter, it was 11-10 St. Cecilia. There they get the 3 to drop. That's Aspen Anderson, her 18th made tray of the season. Good footwork from Dakota. Now Kissinger. You know, the Euro step has made it to Adams County.
Yes, it has, and in a big way. Avery Kissinger just has a multitude of different ways that she can maneuver her body, the body control, getting to the rack. There she is again, going down the right side.
Nice flurry to finish the half, 5-1 spurt for St. Cecilia to get it to that 21-18 lead.
Kreekak has been a real nice compliment there once again, working the right side.
Here's Dakota. The pull-up, Jay, that was right after she hit some free throws. Saw it go through the hoop and said, I'll go back to that same exact spot. Working off of the screen out of the St. Cecilia timeout. Kreekak has contributed 7 points. So between Kissinger and Kreekak, they have 18 of the team's 21.
And how does that get to go? See, just kind of almost a desperation throw up with 2 hands between defenders. But Avery Kissinger's done it before. Another one of those and ones you were talking about.
21-18, the score on the Visit Kearney scoreboard. We'll hear from our sideline reporter, Lou Siefker, about the Kissinger Kissinger and Dakota families. Next.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Family Physical Therapy and Sports Center, getting you back in the game. Ignite the fire and find peace. And by the Seed House in O'Neill, Nebraska, a seed for every need.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. And by The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
Big ideas, bold graphics, quality products you're proud to wear. That is Custom Sports. Custom Sports, custom graphics, quality products, and timely service you can count on.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Lincoln Airport Authority. Fly easy, fly local, fly LNK. Bernard Real Estate and Auction Company in Auburn and Nebraska City. And by Larson Motors in Nebraska City. Find your new Chevrolet, GMC, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram today at LarsonMotorGroup.com.
We are back at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. It's Class C2 quarterfinals in the girls 4-5 matchup. St. Cecilia and Yutan. It's St. Cecilia 21-18. As advertised, a very close ball game. The difference in Avery Kissinger three-point play there toward the end of the half. You know, folks, a lot of times programs that are successful, they're born of, successful families. And that's the case in really both of these schools. Start with Yutan. Go no further than Miley Dakota, right? The Dakota family. You know, Coach Carlton called Miley Dakota a program-changing player. That's high praise indeed, and we've seen how good she is in the first half. But there's more than just Miley. How about the assistant coach is Colby Dakota? All he did was hit a game-winning shot in the 2020 state tournament. I'm sure you all saw that right here on News Channel Nebraska. And his sister Mara, right now, was a good player in her own right, is an assistant coach with the volleyball team. So a lot of lineage there for the Yutan Chieftains. The St. Cecilia Hawkettes, is there a more prominent name than the Kissinger name? Again, we just saw Avery Kissinger with a big three-point play there to end the half. But, again, more than just Avery. You've got Avery and Emerson on the team this year. Bailey and Dawson right now are playing sports at Hastings College, which is where Avery's going to go next year. So, again, a lot of famous Kissingers there with the St. Cecilia program. So both programs, Dakota, Kissinger, take your pick. One of those families is going to be celebrating here in about 16 minutes. Which one? We'll find out here in short order. Michael, Andy, we'll send it back to you.
Thank you very much, Lou. Our halftime show is brought to you by RMV Construction. If you have a construction project that needs built, RMV Construction is the company you need to call. RMV has proudly constructed more than 50 WIC buildings across the state. You can see one on your screen. That one's north of Amherst in central Nebraska. WIC buildings are post-framed, pre-engineered metal building systems made with better materials for a better building. RMV Construction can help you expand your ag operation, create your next barn dominium, develop some commercial space by constructing a WIC building with unmatched durability, energy efficiency, and design flexibility. RMV Construction, offices in Kearney and Lincoln, trusted, local, and proven.
Speaking of building, St. Cecilia is going to want to build on their lead, but Yutan's going to want to negate that by getting multiple scores involved. That was one of the linchpins of Miley Takota's game. The way she distributes the ball, shares the ball, has a fantastic assist-to-turnover ratio. We saw it early. She got the likes of Jenna Trent involved. We saw Jersey Siski kind of heat up from beyond the arc. Look for the Chieftains to get multiple scores involved early here in the second half.
Pender has already advanced, but they were tested, having to take down Centura by 10 points. They were trailing late in the third quarter. So the top seed showing some vulnerability, but advancing as expected. Winner of this game gets to play them on Friday. Those next two games listed there, those are coming up later today. We'll have a short break after this game. Then after that, those will be back-to-back. Guardian Angels, Central Catholic, and Oakland Craig separated by what, 10 miles? Crofton and Elkhorn Valley. Crofton, the most steady program in Class C2, and Elkhorn Valley, the state runners-up from a season ago. Lots to look forward to.
Yeah, and the 2 seed looking to go wire to wire, sitting at 26-0 right now.
Yeah. Tough to believe their top 2 scorers graduated last year.
Right, and the size that they graduated.
Tori Black is now at Wayne State College playing sports. Doesn't matter. Coach Dittmer's group has picked up right where they left off last season.
And that speaks to that Northeast Nebraska presence that we're seeing right here, right now in Class C2. Really across Class C.
St. Cecilia will get the basketball to start, representing Central Nebraska. And the Centennial Conference, always one of the toughest in Class C. That's the Catholic schools ranging from Kearney to Omaha. And a foul away from the basketball. Aspen Anderson wound up on the court when she was setting a screen, and that's the third foul on Jenna Benjamin. Lou Siefker standing by sideline after talking to the coaches.
Okay, third quarter getting underway. I was able to speak with Coach Byrne of Hastings St. Cecilia. He said they've done a decent job so far, I think, containing Miley Dakota. They got to continue to try to do that as much as possible. He said defensive transition will be big. And he said basically it's going to come down to who makes a run. They're going to try to make a run and get some distance from Yutan. As far as Yutan, Coach Carlton was not real happy. I asked him what he liked about the half. He said not a whole lot. He said defense was okay. They need to move the ball better on offense. He said they just need to settle down and play. Guys, back to you.
How about Nathy Kreekak drilling the 3 for St. Cecilia, and a good start for the Hawkettes in the second half.
She hit a shot similar to that in the first half, and she does that double fist pump, and you can feel that joy,
And they get a shot clock violation the next possession.
Yeah, just denying any penetration whatsoever early on. Chieftains trying to regroup, rethink that offensive possession. Just got a little too late in the shot clock.
Now that defense is respected. They only allow 30 points per game. They're showing why. Kreekak draws 3 defenders. Now Anderson denied. 12 seconds to shoot. There's a deep 3. And the loose ball bounces out to Jones. Saddled with foul trouble for most of the first half. She passes to Dakota.
Yeah, and right away with a heads-up play there. That's what Addie Jones can bring to this game for the Chieftains.
Dakota, looking at her eye there, might have got poked for a second. Could have affected that shot. 3 ball. Rattles around and in. Aspen Anderson from deep. 2 big threes for the Hawkettes to open the third.
Boy, extends the lead to 9. This is where the Chieftains can't get hurried up, and what the St. Cecilia Hawkettes are kind of known for. This is a really good timeout for head coach Clay Carlton to slow things down and regroup.
We'll take a short break. St. Cecilia in front.
From the heart of Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together.
St. Cecilia, hot shooting to start the third. That one from Aspen Anderson. You know, Andy, she's connected twice from long range. She's actually 2 for 3 from distance. She was 17 of 57 on the year. She wasn't even average. She's averaging a half a three-pointer a game.
My goodness, so you can see
Stepping
why.
up.
Yeah, Aspen Anderson might have got lost in the scouting report there, making her presence known right now.
Krikak called for the reach-in, and she has 2.
Krikak has really been the one to step up and give that second option offensively to Avery Kissinger as they're trying to lean into this 9-point lead, build on it.
Dakota spins, gets a nice look with that left hand, her strong hand, and the first points of the half for Yutan.
Just silky smooth. Knew it the whole time that she wanted to get that defender on her right side so she could spin back to the center of the court and use her left strong hand.
Jump ball. Good duel for it there. Trent and Wiles going at it.
Yeah, strength on strength. Wiles comes in late, gets her hands on it. There's also something the Chieftains were missing. Addie Jones manning the point guard, trying to set up the offense at the table. Takati had to fill that role throughout the entire first half due to number 5, Addie Jones, getting in that foul trouble.
Vargas says she didn't touch it. Looked like it might have got her fingertip there.
You see it on the replay here.
Yeah, I think it's tough to really see. She is swiping towards it at least. Inbounds play leads to an open look from the elbow and getting the roll, Jersey Siski.
Yeah, that's a shooter's roll right there. Fabulous rotation on the ball, carried it up and over the rim. Used all that rim, but that's okay. That's what it's there for.
Her dad, Randy, an assistant coach.
Also has an uncle in coaching, right?
Yeah, so Randy's brother. Well, actually, the whole Siski family, they're all coaches. But Tony Siski, perhaps the most prominent, head coach at Crete, multi-time state champion in boys basketball at Scottsbluff and Norfolk. Would be the uncle of Jersey.
And that's a spot right there where Krikak has to understand Takati's going to get to the rim, and if you're beat, sometimes you just got to give that up and save yourself a foul. Got her clearly with the body there. The transition bucket attempt.
Here's Miley Takota, 5'11" senior. Off the mark on that one. And Krikak taking a seat here with 3 fouls. She's a senior, averaging 11 points and 5 boards per game. They'll miss her production. A 4-0 run for Yutan. Make it 6.
You mentioned the substitutions. This does feel like a little bit of a window opening up for Yutan to have a strong third quarter here, end of the third quarter, trying to put something together. Still down 6. Make it 5.
Just short for Anderson.
Like the no call there, there was a little bit of contact, but it appeared that Anderson kind of lost the handle before that drive, or through that drive.
Dakota attacking. Gets past the first defender and the second.
Oh, just so quick. Nimble with the ball. Able to get around, like you said, multiple defenders down that left side.
Both sides have gone on their runs to open up the third. First, it was St. Cecilia and Krikak from deep. But then it's Yutan who's been surging of late. And the Chieftains cut it to a 2-point game midway through the third.
From the arc to the attack, we'll be right back.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. Bank of the Valley, together we go further. And by Scotty's Ranchland Foods, Highway 20 in Valentine, Nebraska.
The future of land is here. Since 2007, National Land Realty has built a nationwide network of experts helping you buy and sell with certainty. We combine deep local knowledge with industry-leading data and innovative tools like Land Tour 360 to ensure every deal is clear, informed, and confident. National Land Realty, turning land into opportunity.
Michael Shively, Andy Klassen, Lou Siefker with you. Midway through the third quarter. Score in the Class D2 game, by the way, Silver Lake 26, Archangels Catholic 19. So South Central Nebraska getting represented well in Class D2 as well. Silver Lake just to the west in the series of towns west of Hastings. Kissinger, good head fake, gets the 2-point jumper up. It's strong, but she'll get another chance. Reach-in foul. And Jersey Siski joins the group of Chieftains with 3.
How about Lily Daly being active, tracking down that offensive rebound? And Kissinger that entire time of that ball fake got the defender to leave her feet. Never took her eyes off the rim.
Another baseline inbound coming. Ooh, sideline inbounds. Tough spot. Full shot clock to work with for the Hawkettes. Vargas into the lane. Bit wild with it. Gets another offensive rebound.
Credit Vargas not giving up on the play.
Kissinger wants 3. Way long. And there's Trent for the board. She has 8 of them. 8 rebounds for Jenna Trent. Yutan in the midst of a 7-0 run.
Being patient with the basketball. You couldn't always say that with the Chieftains throughout the season. They really like to run, push the tempo.
Good fake. Addie Jones, extra pass, and Trent puts it in to tie the ball game.
There's that power we're talking about from Trent. Going through a couple defenders, not looking to the official for the whistle, just looking to complete the play.
Coach Carlton calls her the heart and soul of the team. Unbelievable growth over her career from JV to a major varsity impact player.
Well, you can just see the fire in her eyes throughout the opening tip-off up into this point.
Vargas drives baseline and gets the layup to stop the run.
She had a nice drive just a moment ago going down the center lane. Tries again on the right side.
Press break executed. And Yutan gets Emmy Teeterman to the stripe.
You know, I just caught Teeterman shooting, warming up during halftime there as they came out after their break. And she didn't miss. I mean, she was knocking down shot after a shot. She's not your typical, come in for a spell here or there. No, she provides an offensive spark to the Yutan Chieftains when she enters into the game.
Missed a couple of free throws in the first half. Hits her first here. Benjamin back into the game with those 3 fouls.
Got to be careful. She has to be careful. Just over 2 minutes left to go here.
We're all even again.
Playing out just like you thought a 4-5 matchup would.
4th tie, 6 lead changes in this ball game. And shots coming for Kissinger.
And that's where Takata Miley Takata looks to her help defender there. Diekman, who just entered in the game, says, I had her straight up. That was a very difficult shot. Do not bail her out with that help defense.
Some programs that are no stranger to Lincoln. St. Cecilia, 24 visits to the state tournament. They made it 11 straight seasons. Missed it the last 2 years. Now they're back where they feel they belong. Yutan, 4 straight here to Lincoln, and a title 2 years ago.
And they did end up giving that foul to Dakota. I thought it was Diekman on the reach in. Dakota couldn't believe it.
That's 2 on Miley Dakota. Bodies hitting the deck. Season on the line here in the next 9.5 minutes. And the possession arrow gives the basketball to Hastings St. Cecilia.
Another jump ball. Kind of grown accustomed to seeing jump balls here throughout this one.
Kissinger, the 4-year starter, her first season as a point guard. Gives it over to Vargas. Now Kissinger turns the corner, and it was deflected out of bounds.
Good job by Aubrey Diekman. Clogging up that passing lane, getting her hands on that ball.
Good job by Jenna Trent to walk over there like it was Yutan basketball, too.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll give it to me. Maybe they'll hand off the ball to me if I stand in the right spot.
Hey, I've tried that a couple times, and, the official always kind of looks at me cross-eyed like, what are you doing?
Three-pointer short. Good deflection and takeaway. Wiles.
Jones had the mismatch. She diagnosed it right. She just needs to maybe use that bounce pass to get around that defender. Not going over the top with the lengthy Wiles.
Kissinger, back rim.
Boy, yeah, you can just feel the pressure start to mount. Both student sections on their feet, being loud, being heard. We have a little break here. Shout out to Yutan's pep band playing Jimmy Eat World during the halftime break. How about that?
I can bring good vibes.
Love me a good pep band.
Dakota passing. St. Cecilia saw it coming, deflected it out of bounds. 6 seconds on the shot clock.
Couple of shooters checking back into the game. That's just great awareness from head coach Carlton for Yutan. Hey, we need a quick shot. Let's get a couple of quick triggered shooters back into the game.
Greg Barrett for St. Cecilia shouting out defensive instructions. Here's Dakota. She's wide open. Missed it. Trent the board and hits the bottom of the rim, but gets the whistle.
Oh, my goodness. Everyone's so obsessed with running shooters off of that foul line, they forget to defend the rim. A rare miss from Dakota, but there's Jenna Trent with her 10th rebound, Michael, to clean things up.
4 points, 10 boards. 2 for 2 at the line. And gets that one. Nods her head afterwards. She's feeling good.
That high arcing shot, that gives the ball every chance in the world to utilize that rim and rattle home. You saw it right there.
1 point cushion now. Trying to make it 2. Can't do it. Kissinger attacking Dakota. It's poked free. And Yutan finishes the third quarter on a 12-2 run to take a 1-point lead heading to the final 8 minutes. They're doing it on the back of Jenna Trent, who puts it through there. St. Cecilia and Emery Vargas got the bucket. 1-point game.
Hi, this is Chance at our Fountain Point location in Norfolk, Nebraska. We strive to utilize the latest research and the newest evidence-based practices to get our athletes back to their sport as quickly as possible. Whether you are a Division I athlete or just want to get back to walking again without pain, we have the best treatments available to you. Family Physical Therapy offers physical, occupational, and speech therapy services across central and northeast Nebraska. Begin your recovery with Family Physical Therapy today.
In the heart of every community, caring comes naturally. At Nebraska Farm Bureau Health Plans, we are your neighbors, your friends, and partners in health. We believe everyone deserves the very best care tailored to your unique needs. Become a valued member of our family, and we'll take care of you and yours. Together, we care. Together, we grow. Together, we thrive. Nebraska Farm Bureau Health Plans. Plan on us.
Two games in Class C2, Andy, and both of them going to the fourth quarter as one-possession games.
Yeah, pretty impressive. Centura, the 8th seed, making their presence known, giving Pender all they wanted. And here the classic 4 versus 5 matchup, living up to the expectation.
Short on the 3. Decent look for Siski out of the quarter break. And St. Cecilia a chance to get back in front. They started the third quarter strong, but really had trouble scoring in the back half of the period. Around the screen, Vargas has it deflected.
Yeah, Chieftain's able to kind of slag back a little bit in defense, daring St. Cecilia to keep leaning on their three-point shooters.
And that's foul number 4 on Jenna Benjamin with 6 seconds on the shot clock.
But that's going to have a huge impact on this fourth quarter.
So Jones comes back in. And Teeterman's going to get a lot of time. She's out there right now wearing number 12 in white and red.
Now, Teeterman does have some size to her, so she's going to bring something defensively that maybe Benjamin wouldn't.
Kissinger launches. Wide right. There's another rebound for Trent. What a pass. Dakota slings it to the paint, but eventually taken away by St. Cecilia. And a jump ball called. It'll go to the Hawkettes.
See, and that's where Yutan fans are looking for the reach-in. Where's the reach-in? Where's the reach-in? Okay, well,
clean.
Yeah, let's go with the jump ball.
And Nathan Krikak stayed with it after that pass got past her. Vargas, what a spin move and perfect recovery. Teeterman, the 5'7" junior.
Yep. There's that length coming into play. Take a look at head coach Barron trying to come up with something offensively.
Krikak into the lane. Her shot's altered. Yutan gets it, and it's out of bounds off of St. Cecilia.
Yeah, just the aggressive nature of Yutan's defense. Not, giving up a single inch to St. Cecilia, whether it's on the drive, they're closing out on the perimeter shooters. Much more urgency here in the second half.
Dakota. Sizing up Vargas. Hits the backdoor cutter. And long on the shot from Siski, but another chance for Yutan. Folks, this is your fourth quarter, and it's brought to you by National Land Realty. Find land for sale at nationalland.com. Dakota trying again against Vargas. This time got her to drop the arm down. And 2 shots coming for the veteran Chieftain.
Boy, that's a heck of an adjustment from Miley. As there would have been 2 more defenders waiting for her had she continued that drive, but decides to go with the pull-up jumper and does draw the foul. Gets the whistle.
Two minutes gone here in the fourth on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. And we haven't seen a point. Neither side has scored in the first 2 minutes of the fourth. Greg Barron says enough of that. Calls timeout. So we'll take a break, too. These teams looking for their offense late in this state quarterfinal matchup on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by William Crowder Company and Crowder Home Center in O'Neill, Nebraska. And by Central Valley Ag, growing agriculture together. NCN Sports is brought to you by Auto Central in Kearney. From cost-effective daily drivers to luxury cars that match your style, Auto Central is sure to have the ride you're looking for. Ignite the fire and find peace. And by Union Bank and Trust. Your money has people.
.57 to go in the fourth on the Visit Kearney scoreboard. Michael Shively, Andy Klassen, Lou Siefker with you. Game number 2 of 18 games here over this 3-day stretch. Glad you could be with us from the Bob Devaney Sports Center, Pinnacle Bank Arena on Friday. Out of the St. Cecilia timeout, Kissinger dribbles it off her foot. They'll have to reset. Prekak tries to hit the back door, underhanded pass. Trent comes away with it, a steal for Yutan.
Beautiful defense, great communication going back and forth.
Still looking to break the ice here in quarter number 4 in this one-point contest. Dakota to Trent, off of the backboard and down.
That's where Jenna's at her best, where she's decisive, didn't put the ball down on the hardwood, just went right to the glass.
Prekak through some contact and gets the whistle.
See, they're going to get Dakota again, and Dakota saying, what more can I do? I'm backing off. I gave her all the space I could.
Definitely some body contact.
They're actually going to end up getting Tiedemann, though.
Oh. St. Cecilia got the first 2 buckets of the second half. They've only made 1 field goal since then. But they're only down 1 point.
Yeah, Yutan's really been able to get into a rhythm defensively with their man-to-man defense.
32-31. Knocked loose by the Hawkettes.
Vargas was hoping to get the out-of-bounds call. Meanwhile, Yutan fans were looking for a foul call.
Siski to inbound, finds Trent. She's been a difference maker in this second half. And this time it's her passing. She finds Siski.
Siski's so good off those inbounds plays. We've seen it throughout the season. We've seen it here today.
Coach says she's getting hot at the right time, shooting over 40% from 3 over the last 10 games. That one inside the arc, but the same result. And Dakota gets the block against Kissinger. Momentum with the Chieftains. Here's Siski, 2, short.
Big time board. That was a big board there for Ava Wiles.
Where will the offense come from for St. Cecilia? Prekak almost lost her balance, and she did. She walked with it, stumbled into the lane, and a costly Hawkette giveaway.
These Chieftains are cheaters, Michael. They're cheating down low, bringing extra defenders to clog up the middle.
Good rotation there by Jones, helping to force that turnover. deflection. The Hawkettes come away with it, and Soccer dribble it up the court. Negated the transition opportunity, but they'll have it in the half court. Back-to-back travel calls against Creekac. That's 13 turnovers for St. Cecilia.
Yeah, just that extra half step. And she was whistled for it much earlier in this game. So the officials just staying true to that first initial whistle. You know, we're going to call that early shuffle.
St. Cecilia had it for a moment. Now it's loose. Yutan gets control, and Coach Carlton alertly calls timeout. The Chieftains rewarded for some hustle.
Oh, through the wickets, through the legs.
Trent got possession. Enough for Coach to call timeout. We'll take a break with 3:16 remaining. It's a 3-point game in Class C2.
Updating your home? Start at Crotter's Home Center in O'Neill, the store with everything under one roof. From brand new KitchenAid appliances to beautiful LVT flooring and fresh paint colors that bring your space to life. Or soften things up with a Sutherland mattress, pillows, sheets, and plush Caraloha bamboo towels. Whether it's one room or the whole house, make it simple, make it stylish, make it happen at Crotter's Home Center in O'Neill, where service is a family tradition.
After the game, we'll be talking. Lou Siefker will be doing it. You can see him there taking some notes. He's listening in. Lou will be talking to the winning coach and player of the game after the game. That player interview brought to you by Nebraska Orthopedic Center, your healing destination. Michael Shifley, Andy Klassen with you in the booth.
You know, a lot of the momentum has been shifted towards the Yutan Chieftains here, but they're only holding on to a 3-point lead. And we know, throughout we've seen throughout the course of the season, but just this game, St. Cecilia can make 3 points up in quite the hurry. Multiple scorers that are in double figures, average double figures, Creekac, Wiles, Kissinger, obviously.
3 players with 3 fouls for St. Cecilia. Vargas, Wiles, and Creekac. Benjamin has 4 fouls for Yutan. 3 for Siski. Dakota backs out with 15 on the shot clock. Draws 3 defenders, gets the shot up, and a strong board for Kissinger. This Chieftain defense has really found another gear in the second half. Here they give up an open 3, but it's airballed by Vargas.
Oh, man, Jenna Benjamin got caught inside, got sucked in. Nice kick out. Shot just not true from the corner.
St. Cecilia has only scored 10 points this half. Only 2 this quarter, and those came on free throws.
And they still find themselves only down 3 as this clock starts to wind down.
Benjamin lines it up. Strong. And a push on the rebound. It's called against Yutan. We'll see who they tag. It's on Tiedemann.
I'm the player that ended up with the loose ball. Funny how that works.
That's the 3rd team foul this quarter on Yutan. St. Cecilia still has a couple of fouls to give. Dakota, the deflection.
Oh, fantastic help there. Jenna Benjamin on the button that time with the help defense, cutting off baseline, helping out Dakota, as you saw Avery Kissinger try to get that baseline.
St. Cecilia down 3 with the ball. Kissinger wide open thanks to an illegal screen. Aspen Anderson, the guilty party.
Pleading her case with the official. Official had a quick word with Aspen Anderson. She's got to be careful not compound problems here and pick up that technical.
Yep, certainly moving the feet there. Good look on our Lincoln Airport instant replay.
It wasn't a from above shot.
It was indeed. Ball in the calm hands of Miley Takota, point guard on the 2024 state championship team. But just as I say that, she throws it right to Avery Kissinger.
Kissinger's so good.
And Kissinger from NBA range. Missed it. Rebound Vargas. The Hawkettes can't buy a bucket.
Boy, that just felt in rhythm too. Avery Kissinger with one of those patented steals. Brings it up the court, gets that top of the key three.
Pulls the trigger again, and Takota got a piece of the ball. She comes away with the ball. Miley Takota, another standout defensive play. 14 seconds different between the game clock and shot clock.
Boy, and really showing her grit
and
there.
It's St. Cecilia ball. They knocked it off of Benjamin.
Oh, wow. What a turn of events here. Oh, boy.
Now, Benjamin, I don't think, touched it, so they're saying it. Jones had her hand on it last on the pass.
A free kick off the, yeah.
The Hawkettes fortunate to get the basketball. But they need to go to work on offense, and they're going to draw it up on the whiteboard. Greg Barrett calls timeout. It's a full timeout with 35 seconds left in this one-possession ball game. The Class C2 semifinals on the line on News Channel Nebraska.
I spend with purpose because I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries, online or in-store purchases, and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
When quality matters, it starts at Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine. They're known for the highest quality beef, carefully aged to perfection, alongside fresh, vibrant produce, and a deli famous for fresh, never frozen fried chicken. It's quality you can see. Home of Scotty's Meat RX. Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine, Nebraska. A better cut every time.
Post-game show just seconds away, brought to you by Custom Sports. But first, 35.2 on the clock. St. Cecilia ball down 3. They have not made a field goal this quarter. Kissinger takes the 3. Shorts. Loose ball. Trent gets it. She's tackled. Jenna Trent secures her 12th rebound of the game and is fouled by Kreekak.
It's going to allow for the full court pressure to be set here by St. Cecilia. What a rebound. Jenna Trent coming up huge once again.
The next foul will put Yutan at the line. Kreekak is still on the court with 4 fouls. And it goes to Takota. Up ahead to Trent. And there's the foul.
Yeah, we're at this point in the game where St. Cecilia needs to have a couple more breaks fall their way. Next foul is going to send Yutan to the foul line. You got to hope they're going to be off on a couple of these free throws, already down 3.
Yutan as a team, 58% from the line. Into Takota. Exactly who you want to have the ball if you're Yutan. A 4-year impact player in her senior season, trying to finish it strong, and she'll be at the line one make away from making it a two-possession game.
Also seeing some offense for defense being substituted in here for Yutan. Emma Tiedemann, who's had a couple fabulous big-time defensive plays in the second half, checks back into the game as Krikak, unfortunately for her, has fouled out.
Kerrigan Vargas replaces her. Dakota 5 for 10 at the line today. Nothing but net, two-possession game.
That takes the pressure off. St. Cecilia needing the three-point shot. They can just run all out towards the rim and go for the layup here and just try to extend the game through fouls.
And she gets them both. The senior leader. Vargas launches. Long. Trent had good box out position, gets another board, and draws the foul. She'll be at the line. Her team up 5 with 6.9 seconds left.
On the Chieftain faithful, they let out a sigh of relief. You could actually feel it. They can feel it now.
This game was 27-18 early in the third quarter.
Yeah, you know, and you want to say, well, St. Cecilia just went cold offensively. That's not the case. That's only half the story. Yutan really cranked it up defensively. I mentioned it earlier where they got into a rhythm. A lot of times you hear the offensive rhythm, right? That's what Chieftains did on the defensive side. Switching, playing man-to-man defense, great communication. Got into a defensive rhythm that really carried them throughout the second half here this morning.
A 19-4 run to close the game. Kissinger, one desperation heave, and there's the horn. The Yutan Chieftains advance to the Class C2 state semifinals. They hold St. Cecilia without a field goal in the fourth quarter to close out a 37-31 victory.
Impressive defensive performance. And, you know, we're talking so much offense before the game, and rightfully so. But it was the defense that made the difference down the stretch for the Chieftains.
St. Cecilia gets back to state, but they fall and end the season 22-4. Yutan is 21-4. They celebrate with the students. They're chanting their way to the semifinals and a date with one seed Pender. We'll talk to the winning coach and player of the game right after this. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Kick your day into high gear with a stop at Speedy Mart on 85th Street, Lincoln. Whether you're racing to practice, cheering from the sidelines, or just powering through a busy day, we've got the fuel, food, and drinks to keep you in the game. Our fast service and new parking lot make it easy for pumping fuel and getting what you need for the road. With our friendly service, every stop is a winning goal. Speedy Mart, convenience that always scores.
My family's been farming since the early 1900s, and it's still where we like to call home. I get to go out to the field. I get to see farmers. When they have someone that actually experienced it, they're more willing to open up and talk to you a lot more. They just kind of become a part of you.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. And by The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. The postgame show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCode.com. NCN Sports is brought to you by Family Physical Therapy and Sports Center, getting you back in the game. Ignite the fire and find peace. And by The Seed House in O'Neill, Nebraska. A seed for every need.
When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more game, nonstop, around the clock. More live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team, wherever you want, 24/7. More stories. Unstoppable. More highlights. More big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once, so you'll never miss more shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
Well, it's only Wednesday, but the Yutan Chieftains, they're dreaming of Friday. They advanced to the semifinals with a nice victory today over St. Cecilia. Joined now with Coach Carlton. Now, Coach, at halftime when you were coming in, I asked you, what did you like about the first half? You said, not very much. That changed, obviously. What did you like about the second half?
Well, I thought we really dug in defensively. I think we give up in the second half, about 7 points, something like that. Wasn't much. Defensively, we just dug in and competed, and offensively, we made enough plays. They're a really good team. St. Cecilia is a really good team and competitive and great defensive team, so everything was just hard on both ends of the floor today.
Yeah, you mentioned defense. 10 points is what you guys gave up for the second half. That's outstanding. But rebounding was kind of a factor there early. It seemed like St. Cecilia was kind of beating you on the boards. That changed a little bit in the second half. Did you do anything differently, or was it just a little bit better effort?
Well, I just think our girls settled in a little bit and started making plays. Early on, they got, quite a few there in the first quarter, and that hurt us. They got second chance points, and once we cut that off defensively, we settled in, and they had a tough time scoring on us.
We'll talk to Miley here in a second, but a couple players I thought made big plays. Trent and Siski played well in that second half. What did you like about their effort?
Well, they just do their job all the time. Jenna Trent, she is an absolute warrior, and every team in the state would love to have a kid like her. She just does all the things that go unnoticed in the game. She's going to board, she's going to play defense, and she's tough. In Jersey, she can just knock down shots and make plays as well. So, big games from a lot of kids there.
You start a team with anybody other than Miley Takota. How good is she?
Really good. Program altering. Just from what she's accomplished in her high school career is unbelievable. She's a state champ. She's 11 out of 12 sports she's made the state tournament in high school. I mean, she just does it all, and she's a really special kid, and I'm glad she's on our team.
Well, you got the defending 3-time state champs coming up next. Your thoughts on Pender?
They're really good. They've won 3 in a row for a reason. Extremely talented team, and they've been there, done that. So, we'll just have to go look at some film and see what we can do against them.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on a big win. Good luck Friday.
Yeah, thank you.
That's head coach Clay Carlton. Let's get Miley in here. Miley Takota, 20 points, 4 rebounds. What a ball game. I think a lot of people look at your offense. I was watching you down there on defense. You are so locked in. Where do you get that intensity from?
I think part of it's just knowing that a lot of the times I have a size advantage over a guard, and just using that to my advantage, and also knowing that my team's in help behind me, it makes me feel more comfortable being up in ball pressure. So just me doing what I can to help our team win, and knowing that they're there behind me, just it makes me have more confidence in me and my team.
Well, Kissinger had a 3-point play there at the end of the half to give them a 3-point lead. We just mentioned with Coach, they only scored 10 points the second half. What did you see defensively that was working?
We know that she runs the offense. She makes a lot of things go for them, but we knew if we could kind of hold their container, make other people shoot shots, it was going to be good for us. So that was kind of the mindset we had going in the second half, knowing that if we limited her, they were going to struggle a little bit more. So that's just part of our game plan, and I thought we executed really well in the second half.
Can you beat Pender?
I hope so. I mean, it's state, so anything can happen, but yeah.
What would it mean to you as a senior to have a state championship?
It means the world. 2 years ago when we won, it was like nothing else. So just that feeling, getting a chance to go back there is a hard feat, but knowing it's not over yet and that we got just as good of a shot as anyone else. So
I think you do, Miley. You're so much fun to watch. Congratulations on a big game, and good luck again Friday against the state champs.
Thank you.
All right, that's Miley Takota, our player of the game. 20 points, 4 rebounds. Folks, don't go anywhere. Top plays are coming up next. Yutan gets the win. They advance to the semifinals.
It's the Declaration of Deal sales event. Head to William Crowder Company in O'Neill, your trusted Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership with the selection you want and the service you deserve. From powerful new Ram trucks to adventurous Jeeps and family-ready SUVs. William Crowder Company is also your local marine center, featuring Lund boats built for fishing, fun, and making memories on the water, with several options for the serious fisherman or woman. William Crowder Company in O'Neill. Drive it, tow it, boat it, and love it. The Seed House, located in O'Neill, is your Nebraska-owned full-service seed supplier. From corn and soybeans to cover crops, grass seed, and CRP grasses, they have the full lineup to fit your operation. The Seed House also offers agronomy services, seed treatment, soil fertility guidance, and expert crop recommendations tailored to your acres. When it comes to growing success from the ground up, trust local experience. Contact Don and the crew at the Seed House located in O'Neill, Nebraska, and plant with confidence this season.
The postgame show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCode.com.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry, cause you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
Back here to finish out the first couple of games here in the Class C2 bracket. Yutan gets the victory over Hastings St. Cecilia. The 4 seed advances to take on number 1 Pender. Here's how they did it. And now they forced more turnovers than they committed. They didn't get a single shot blocked. Made just enough free throws to close it out.
Yeah, highly competitive game. Everything we expected from that 4 versus 5 matchup. And yeah, just offense kind of escaped Hastings St. Cecilia down the stretch, and a lot of that had to do with the defensive efforts from the Yutan Chieftains.
Yeah, held St. Cecilia to just 28% shooting. Let's check out those top plays, see how the Chieftains got it done over the Hawkettes. Number 4, Yutan. Number 5, St. Cecilia. A couple of programs with good histories of success in Lincoln. The winner faces Pender in the state semifinals. This will be a defensive game. We'll start with St. Cecilia on offense. Took a 7-3 lead, got that basket from Nathan Krekak, and then this from long range from Aspen Anderson. But a tough shooting day in general from beyond the arc on both sides. Miley Takota hits that tough turnaround. You'll see some more from her, including right there. She's a senior, started since she was a freshman, was the point guard on the state title team a couple of seasons ago. Krekak wants some more from 3, and she gets it to drop through. The senior finished with 12 points on the day. There's a three-pointer for Yutan. One of their 2 made threes. But they didn't need threes because they were playing some tough defense, and they got the pull-up jumper from Miley Takota. Trading blows back and forth. Plenty of ties and lead changes throughout the duration of this contest. Difficult shot. Avery Kissinger splits between 2 defenders, gets it to drop off of the window and in, plus the foul. That was late in the second quarter. St. Cecilia goes to halftime up 21-18, and they start the second half on fire. There's Nathan Krekak with a triple. And it's a 24-18 game. Looking to add to it, there's another three-pointer, this time from the left side from Anderson, and a 9-0 run dating back to the end of the second quarter makes it 27-18. But Yutan got it figured out. They went back to Takota. She gets the lefty shot. Then Jenna Trent started to make a big difference inside. Got the basketball at previous possession, and she was rebounding like crazy, too. There she is, fighting through some contact and putting it in. At the end of the third quarter, Yutan was able to take the lead 30-29. St. Cecilia did get some points there, and we head to the fourth. Good pick and roll action, and Trent spinning, makes the catch, continues her spin, and pours it in. Now, a jumper for Jersey Siski, who's able to contribute some points in the second half as well. But it's the Yutan defense that makes the difference. They hold St. Cecilia without a made field goal in the fourth quarter and just 10 points in the second half to win it 37-31. So Yutan advances in Class C2 to face Pender in the state semifinals. That's not all the C2 action, though. We have more coming up. You see, we've cleared the arena, cleared the court, but still some more games on the way. Oakland Craig, the 3 seed and defending state champion, will take on perennial power Guardian Angels Central Catholic from just down the road in eastern Nebraska. And then Elkhorn Valley brings their undefeated record against powerhouse Crofton, a team that's here in Lincoln every year. A lot to look forward to in the next couple of games. Andy Klassen.
Yeah, a lot of storylines, perennial powerhouses, as you mentioned. And Elkhorn Valley, got my eye on them going for that perfect season. Right now sitting at 26-0.
The Class D2 games will round out the evening, starting at 6 p.m. for the tip-off between Sumner, Eddyville, Miller, and Red Cloud, followed by some programs that you're used to seeing, Falls City, Sacred Heart, and Why Not in the nightcap. I'm excited for that one. We'll have Alexis Markowski, the former Husker and Lincoln Pius, the 10th grade, joining us as the color announcer for those broadcasts this evening. Please come back and watch us then. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow and Friday for more state hoops from Lincoln. The next games start at 1:30. Elkhorn Valley against Crofton. In the meantime, follow us on social media. We're putting out all those post-game interviews with coaches, players, all the highlights, and the other top moments from the state tournament on our various social media channels. Well, thanks so much to everybody who makes this broadcast possible. Our host here, the Nebraska School Activities Association, our fantastic crew with too many folks to name that are a part of it right now. But Paul, Connor, Danny, all leading in the truck here today. Thanks so much for watching this morning. Class C2 basketball. From fun mascots to intense defense. It was enjoyable seeing Pender get a win and Yutan following suit.
We're having a lot of fun, and we're not done.
Please come back later, folks. Until then, enjoy these highlights, and we'll get you some news and highlights. I'm Michael Shively. He's Andy Klassen. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.